A bill that would ban transgender women from playing on women's sports teams in school is one step closer to becoming law. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. Senate Bill 631 requires students to play on teams based solely on the student's genetics at birth. New at 6, we are hearing from parents who say this kind of law would change her child's life.
WRO Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie joining us live from Jones Street. Laura, supporters say this is about safety, but you heard from a mom who said this bill will ruin her daughter's life.
Well, Gerald, transgender students make up only less than 1/1000% of all the student athletes in North Carolina. The State High School Athletics Association says only about 15 of them have even received clearance to play. Yet they're still the targets of a new Republican bill to a push to ban transgender girls from playing on girls' sports teams in middle and high school.
It's not the issue we should be talking about.
Like any mother, Katie Jennifer wants her daughter to be happy at school.
This year she just did cheerleading, but she's also interested in volleyball, softball, swimming. Just depends on whatever her little friend group wants to go out for. That's why she's in sports, it's a social thing.
It's good for her health, too.
I like it because it gets her away from her phone, maybe even outside if I'm lucky.
That may end soon. Jennifer's daughter is a transgender girl, and Senate Republicans are backing a bill that would ban her from playing on girls' teams.
This bill is not about being anti-trans. This bill is about being pro-woman.
Senate bill sponsor Vicki Sawyer says it's unfair and potentially dangerous for girls to play against anyone who was born male. She said boys are larger, faster, and more powerful and could eventually take over women's sports, denying the rights of students who were born female. However, according to the State High School Athletics Association, out of more than 140,000 student athletes in North Carolina, only about 15 are transgender students. Senator Natasha Marcus was skeptical.
Why do we need this law? We have other priorities. I think gun violence in our schools is much more top of mind.
Sawyer said it's an important issue.
15 people who are playing in women's sports, that number is too high.
Senator Jay Chaudhry said it takes the state back to the days of House Bill 2, the infamous bathroom bill that cost the state billions of dollars in jobs and events back in 2015.
I think this bill traffics in fear. 15 of them to be targeted, to be clear. I think it puts our most vulnerable kids in harm.
Katie Jennifer just worries about her daughter.
The only reason she likes school or goes to school willingly is for social reasons. And so with the social aspect of sports, if that were taken away from her, that would be devastating.
The bill passed the Senate Education Committee today on party lines and is expected to be on the Senate floor later this week for a full vote. If it passes as is expected to, it would go to the House, which has filed its own version of this same bill, and the House is holding its own hearing on it tomorrow.